Quick like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. You know what's bold? Asking your husband to skip his promotion dinner, the celebration for a job he worked 5 years to earn, so you can have a girls' night out. Even bolder? Doing it because you need him out of the way for your actual plans with your boyfriend. My wife asked me to skip my promotion celebration dinner. Said her girls' night was really important, that her friends needed her, that this particular Friday was the only night everyone could meet. The Friday that happened to be my promotion dinner. The dinner my company was hosting to announce I'd made partner. The biggest professional achievement of my career. She wanted me to skip it for a girls' night. So I called her girls. Every single one of them. Asked if they had plans Friday. None of them did. None of them had been invited to any girls' night. None of them had even talked to my wife that week. So I invited them all to my promotion dinner instead. Had the restaurant add 6 seats to our table. Sent them formal invitations. My wife wanted me out of the way Friday night. I made sure her girls were exactly where I'd be. And when she walked into that restaurant at 8 p.m., expecting to find it empty, she found me, my colleagues, and every single one of her confused girlfriends asking about the girls' night that never existed. My name is Jordan. I'm 41 years old, and I work as a senior architect at a design firm in Chicago, Illinois. I spent the last 5 years working toward partner, long hours, major projects, building client relationships, proving myself worthy of the promotion. Making partner wasn't just a title. It was validation, security, the culmination of everything I'd worked for. I never thought my wife would ask me to miss the celebration dinner for a girls' night that didn't exist. I met Melissa 12 years ago at a friend's gallery opening in downtown Chicago. She was working as an interior designer, creative and social in ways that complemented my more technical architectural work. I was the structural guy. She was the aesthetic guy. We made sense together. We got married 11 years ago. Bought a loft in the West Loop. Open concept with exposed brick and floor-to-ceiling windows. Melissa built her interior design practice. I worked my way up at the architecture firm. Combined income around $220,000. We were successful, cultured, part of Chicago's design community. For 10 years, we supported each other's careers. Melissa would come to my project unveilings. I'd attend her design showcases. We understood the demands of creative professional work. Then about 6 months ago, Melissa started pulling away from my career milestones. I'd mention an important client meeting. She'd seem distracted. I'd talk about project challenges. She'd change the subject. When I told her I was being considered for partner, her response was lukewarm at best. That's great, she'd said. More hours at the office, I guess. It's what I've been working toward for 5 years. I know. It's just a lot of time away from home. Her own work schedule had become erratic too. She'd have client meetings that ran until 9 or 10 p.m. Weekend site visits that took all day. She was busy, distracted, somewhere else mentally even when she was home. Her phone became surgically attached to her hand. Face down on every surface, password protected, taken to every room. The physical intimacy between us had evaporated. We'd gone from regular connection to nothing. Just exhausted from work, she'd explain. You know how it is. 3 weeks ago, I got the official news. I'd made partner. After 5 years of grinding, I'd done it. I came home excited to tell Melissa. Found her in the living room working on her laptop. I made partner. It's official. They're announcing it Friday at a celebration dinner downtown. She looked up from her laptop. Friday? This Friday? Yes. The firm is hosting a dinner at the Capitol Grill. All the partners, their spouses, key associates. It's a big deal. Black tie event. Oh, that's congratulations. Her tone was flat. Not excited. Not proud. Just acknowledgement. You'll come, right? Spouses are expected. It's at 7 p.m. I'll check my calendar. Melissa, this is the biggest achievement of my career. I need you there. I said I'll check my calendar. Over the next week, I reminded her several times. She'd nod, say I know, but never confirm she'd attend. Then last Monday, 4 days before the dinner, she dropped the bomb. I can't make it to your dinner Friday. I looked up from my laptop. What? I have plans Friday night. Girls' night. We've had it scheduled for weeks. Girls' night? With who? Sarah, Emily, Rebecca, the usual group. We're doing dinner, and then maybe hit a few bars. It's been on the calendar forever. Melissa, this is my partnership celebration. The firm is honoring me for making partner. I know, and I'm really proud of you. But I can't cancel on the girls. They're counting on me. Your friends are counting on you more than your husband needs you at the most important professional event of his life. Don't be dramatic. It's just a work dinner. You'll have plenty of colleagues there. You won't even notice I'm not there. It's not just a work dinner. It's the celebration for making partner. Something I've worked 5 years for. And girls' night is important too. We need our social connections. You should understand that. I stare at my wife. She was seriously asking me to attend my promotion celebration alone so she could go bar hopping with friends. When did you schedule this girls' night? I don't know. A few weeks ago maybe. Before or after I told you about the dinner? I don't remember exactly. Try to remember. Why does it matter? The point is I have plans. It matters because if you scheduled girls' night after I told you about my promotion dinner, that means you're choosing to skip my career milestone. I'm not choosing anything. I have prior commitments. To bar hopping. With friends. Instead of celebrating your husband, making partner. You're being controlling. I'm being hurt that my wife won't come to the most important professional event in my life. I already said I can't cancel. Drop it. She left the room. Conversation over. I sat there processing what had just happened. My wife had just told me she wouldn't attend my partnership celebration because of girls' night. Something didn't sit right. I know Melissa's friend group. Sarah, Emily, Rebecca, they're all married, most have kids. They don't do impromptu bar crawls on Friday nights. They plan brunches weeks in advance. Tuesday morning, I decided to verify. I called Sarah, one of Melissa's college friends, someone she'd known for 15 years. Hey Sarah, it's Jordan. Jordan. Hi. How are you? Good. Hey, quick question. Are you free Friday night? Friday? Yeah, I think so. Why? Melissa mentioned you guys have girls' night planned. I want to make sure I had the date right. Girls' night? This Friday. That's what Melissa said. You, her, Emily, Rebecca. Dinner and drinks. I haven't heard anything about that. Melissa and I haven't talked in like 2 weeks. My stomach dropped. You sure? She specifically said Friday night was girls' night. Jordan, I have no idea what she's talking about. Wanting to text the group and ask. No, don't do that yet. Let me check with Melissa first. Maybe I got the details wrong. Okay, but I'm definitely not busy Friday. If there's a girls' night happening, nobody told me. I called Emily next. Hey Emily, Jordan here. Oh hey, what's up? Do you have plans Friday night? No, I'm free. Want to grab dinner or something? Melissa didn't mention girls' night this Friday. Girls' night? No. Is that happening? She told me you all have plans. News to me. I'd love a girls' night, but nobody's organized anything. Rebecca gave the same response. No girls' night. No plans. No idea what Melissa was talking about. 3 of Melissa's closest friends. None of them knew about the girls' night she claimed was so important she couldn't attend my promotion dinner. Girls' night didn't exist, which meant Melissa had made it up. Had lied about having plans, so she could skip my celebration. But why? I spent Tuesday afternoon thinking about it. The lying, the phone protection, the late nights, the emotional distance. All pointed in one direction. Melissa didn't want to attend my promotion dinner because she had other plans. Plans she couldn't tell me about. Plans that required me to be occupied elsewhere. She was having an affair, and she needed me at my dinner so she could be with whoever she was seeing. That's why she'd invented girls' night. To give herself an alibi, while keeping me busy at an event where I couldn't check on her. I called a private investigator Tuesday evening. His name was Robert Chun. I think my wife is having an affair. She's asked me to skip my promotion dinner Friday, claiming she has girls' night with friends. I call the friends. None of them know about any girls' night. So, she's lying about her plans for Friday. Exactly. I need to know what she's actually doing. I can follow her Friday night. Document everything. Do it. Wednesday, I made another decision. If Melissa was using fake girls' night to skip my promotion dinner, I'd call her bluff. I emailed Sarah, Emily, and Rebecca. Hi ladies. I'm writing to invite you to my partnership celebration dinner this Friday at the Capitol Grill. The firm is hosting a dinner to celebrate my promotion to partner, and I'd love for Melissa's close friends to be there. It's black tie. Starts at 7 p.m. Would you be able to attend? I'm adding seats to our table and would be honored to have you there. All 3 responded within the hour. Yes, they'd love to come. Congratulations on the partnership. They'd be there. I contacted the restaurant. Added 6 seats to our reservation. 3 for Melissa's friends. 3 more just in case I needed them. Then I called my colleague David, whose wife was attending the dinner. David, I need a favor. Can your wife do some subtle social media monitoring Friday night? What do you need? I think Melissa's having an affair. She claims she can't come to the dinner because of girls' night, but I called her friends. None of them know about any girls' night. I've invited them all to our dinner instead. You invited her friends to expose her lie. Exactly. I want to see what she does when she realizes they're all at my dinner instead of meeting her. And I want your wife to watch Melissa's social media. See if she posts anything that reveals where she actually is. We could do that. This is brilliant, by the way. It's strategic. If she's lying about Friday, everyone's going to find out. Friday arrived. I got dressed in my tuxedo. Melissa was in the bedroom when I came out. You look nice, she said. Have fun at your dinner. You too. Have fun at girls' night. I will. Don't wait up. We'll probably be out late. She kissed me on the cheek, grabbed her purse, left for her girls' night. I waited 30 minutes. Then I called Robert the investigator. She just left. Black Mercedes SUV. I sent you the plate number. Got it. I'm on her. I drove to the Capitol Grill. Arrived at 6:45. Sarah, Emily, and Rebecca were already there, dressed beautifully. Jordan, congratulations. They hugged me. Thank you so much for coming. Of course. We wouldn't miss this. Where's Melissa? That's a good question. She told me she couldn't come because you three were having girls' night tonight. They looked at each other, confused. But we told you Wednesday we didn't have plans, Sarah said. I know. That's why I invited you here. I wanted to see what Melissa would do when she realized her girls' night alibi was at my dinner instead of wherever she was supposed to be. Wait, you think she's lying about where she is? I know she is. The question is where she actually is and who she's with. At 7 p.m., my colleagues and their spouses arrived. The managing partners gave speeches. They announced my promotion officially. Everyone congratulated me. Sarah, Emily, and Rebecca posted photos on Instagram, celebrating Jordan's partnership. So proud. Pictures of our table, the celebration, the announcement. At 7:45, my phone buzzed. Text from Melissa. Having so much fun with the girls. Hope your dinner is going well. I showed Sarah the text. Want to respond? Sarah grinned. Oh, I'm responding. She took a photo of the three of them at our table. Sent it to Melissa. Sarah, hey, we're at Jordan's dinner. Where's this girls' night you mentioned? We were confused when Jordan invited us here since you said we had plans. 3 minutes later, my phone rang. Melissa. I answered. Put on speaker so Sarah, Emily, and Rebecca could hear. Where are you? Melissa's voice was panicked. At my promotion dinner. Where you should be. Where are you? I'm out with the girls. Really? Because the girls are all here. Sarah, Emily, and Rebecca are sitting at my table right now. They're wondering where this girls' night is that you mentioned. Silence. So I'll ask again. Where are you actually? I have to go. She hung up. Robert the investigator called 30 seconds later. She's at the Peninsula Hotel. Checked into her room at 6 p.m. Met a man in the lobby at 6:30. They went up together. Room 847. Can you get photos? Already have them. Sending now. My phone filled with photos. Melissa entering the Peninsula. Melissa meeting a man in the lobby. Mid-40s. Business suit. Melissa and the man getting into the elevator together. Timestamps on everything. I showed the photos to Sarah, Emily, and Rebecca. Oh my God, Emily whispered. Is that her boyfriend, apparently? She asked me to skip my promotion dinner so she could spend the evening with him at a hotel. At 8:15, Melissa called again. I didn't answer. She texted, we need to talk. Can you come home? I replied, I'm at my promotion dinner. The one you skip for girls' night that doesn't exist. I'll be home around 11. At 8:30, David's wife showed me Melissa's Instagram story. Posted 20 minutes ago. Photo of a cocktail with the caption, Girls' Night. Much needed. Except Sarah, Emily, and Rebecca were all at my dinner. And Melissa was at the Peninsula Hotel. She's posting fake girls' night content while at a hotel with another man, Rebecca said. That's calculated. That's exactly what it is. At 10 p.m., the dinner concluded. The managing partners gave me a Crystal Award. Everyone congratulated me again. Sarah, Emily, and Rebecca hugged me goodbye. I'm so sorry this happened tonight, Sarah said. Don't be. I'm glad you were here. You made sure she couldn't hide behind a girls' night lie. I drove home. Walked in around 10:45. Melissa was sitting on the couch, still dressed in her girls' night outfit. She'd obviously come straight home from the hotel. Where were you? She demanded. At my promotion dinner. The one I've been talking about for 3 weeks. The one you said you couldn't attend because of girls' night. Why did you invite Sarah, Emily, and Rebecca? Because when you told me you had girls' night, I called them to confirm. None of them knew about it. None of them had plans with you. So I knew you were lying. You checked up on me. I verified your story, which turned out to be completely false. There was no girls' night. I can explain. I have photos of you at the Peninsula Hotel, checking in at 6 p.m., meeting a man in the lobby, going up to room 847 together. All time-stamped, all documented. Her face went white. You asked me to skip the most important professional event of my life so you could spend the evening at a hotel with your boyfriend. You invented a girls' night that didn't exist. You posted fake social media content pretending you were with friends. Also, you could cheat while keeping me occupied. Jordan. Who is he? His name is Michael. He's a client. We've been working together. For how long? 6 months. 6 months you've been sleeping with a client while married to me. It wasn't supposed to happen. But it did. For 6 months. And tonight, you asked me to skip my partnership celebration so you could be with him. I pulled out divorce papers I'd prepared that afternoon. I'd call my attorney after getting the hotel photos from Robert. I'm filing for divorce. You'll be served officially Monday, but I wanted you to see these tonight. At the end of the day, you try to ruin. You're divorcing me? You asked me to skip my promotion dinner for a girls' night that didn't exist so you could cheat. Yes, I'm divorcing you. I made a mistake. You made hundreds of decisions over 6 months. Every meeting with Michael. Every lie about where you were. Every time you pulled away from my career milestones because you were focused on him. Tonight you asked me to skip the celebration for making partner, something I worked 5 years for, so you could spend the evening in a hotel room. Those are choices, not mistakes. Where am I supposed to go? Go to Michael. You picked him over my promotion dinner. Make it official. She tried to argue, but I was done. Told her to pack a bag. She could get the rest later. She left around midnight. I sat in our loft, processing everything. My promotion dinner, the celebration for making partner, had been the night my wife tried to skip so she could cheat. Instead, I'd expose her lies in front of her own friends and documented her affair. The divorce moved quickly. Melissa tried to claim I'd humiliated her by inviting her friends to the dinner. My attorney presented the evidence. My client's wife lied about having plans with these friends to skip his promotion celebration. He verified her story was false, then invited the friends to attend his actual event. She humiliated herself by lying and getting caught. We settled after 6 weeks. The loft was sold, proceeds split based on contributions. Melissa got 30% of joint accounts. No spousal support. 11 years of marriage ended because she wanted me to skip my promotion dinner for a girls' night that didn't exist. I heard Michael ended things with Melissa shortly after. Didn't want the complications of her divorce. About a year later, I met someone at an architecture conference. Her name was Claire. Structural engineer. Understood the demands of career milestones. On our 3rd date, she asked about my divorce. My ex-wife asked me to skip my promotion dinner so she could have girls' night. I called her friends. None of them knew about any girls' night. So I invited them all to my dinner instead. Claire's eyes widened. You invited her friends to expose her lie. I invited them to celebrate with me since they were supposedly the reason my wife couldn't attend. Turned out she'd made up girls' night as an alibi to spend the evening at a hotel with her boyfriend. She asked you to skip your promotion celebration cheat. Wanted me occupied at my dinner so I wouldn't know she was at the Peninsula. Instead, her friends posted photos from my table, and a private investigator documented her checking into the hotel. That's perfect revenge. That's strategic planning. She wanted me to skip the biggest night of my career. I made sure everyone knew why. We've been together 9 months. Claire came to my firm's annual gala last month. Celebrated with me. Actually showed up. She wanted me to skip my promotion dinner for her girls' night. I brought her girls to my dinner instead. And when she realized her friends were all at my celebration, she knew her fake alibi had collapsed. No girls' night. Just lies. In a hotel room with her boyfriend. She'd asked me to skip the most important professional achievement of my life. I made sure her lie was exposed in front of everyone who mattered. Her friends learned the truth. My colleagues saw her absence. The investigator documented her affair. And I celebrated making partner surrounded by people who actually showed up for me. She wanted me to skip my dinner. I brought her girls instead and exposed everything she tried to hide.